In this video, we're gonna go over the omega-3 index, how to read blood results for omega-3s, and also the optimal dose for omega-3 based off of the omega-3 index. Let's get into it. So first, we're gonna start with a patient case and go over all the blood results for this patient that I blood tested. Now let's go over the results. All right, so I'm gonna go over the blood results for this patient. So we tested EPA, DPA, DHA, total omega-3, LA, AA, total omega-6, AA to EPA ratio, and finally the omega-3 index. Now, EPA, DPA, and DHA are all part of omega-3, so we see total omega-3 as a kind of sum of all those parts. All of these were in the healthy range. They're all kind of in a good amount, although we see that EPA is on the lower end, DPA is also on the lower end according to the reference ranges. DHA is also on the lower end, but not too bad. And their total omega-3 is also on the lower end, closer to the lowest value of 3.25. That's considered a healthy range. Now, LA is linoleic acid, and that's 4.18. AA is arachidonic acid, and that's almost 9, so that's almost in the middle. And then total omega-6 is also in the healthy range in the middle at 17.7. Now, their AA to EPA ratio was high, 25.6. This is basically how much omega-6 they're getting compared to omega-3. So their omega-6 is pro-inflammatory, where your omega-3 is anti-inflammatory. So you want a higher amount of omega-3 compared to omega-6. You basically want closer to a 1-to-1 or 2-to-1 ratio when you're consuming omega-6 and omega-3s. That doesn't really translate to a blood test, so it's not like I want this to be a 1-to-1 ratio. As we can see, 2.5 to 10 is good enough for the blood results. We want to kind of stay on the lower end of that, so we want to be around 4 or 5. That would be good enough. So they're at 25.6, which is high. So we want to reduce their omega-6 intake and increase their omega-3 because, as we saw here, their omega-3s are all kind of almost on the border as well. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is omega-3 index, which is 4.81 for this patient. The reference range is 8 to 12.65. Now, 8 is the minimum you want to be at. The optimal percent of omega-3 that you want to have is 10%. So that's kind of where we want to be when we are testing our omega-3 indexes. Now, again, if they increase their omega-3 intake and decrease their omega-6 intake, they can drastically change this omega-3 index and increase these levels over time. Now, ways that you can increase omega-3, and I'll go over that in a little bit in terms of foods, is fatty fish like salmon and mackerels, and then also flax seeds have a good amount of omega-3s in them as well. Ways to reduce omega-6 would be by reducing your processed food intake. Those are foods that are pro-inflammatory, so you want to decrease those foods and increase omega-3 foods, and that's how you can increase your omega-3 index. And if that's not enough, or you don't eat seafood or flax seeds or something like that, then you would have to go into omega-3 supplementation, and I'll go over some of that in a little bit. Now, I'm not going to go over all the benefits of omega-3 because we all pretty much know this. It's inflammation, heart health, brain health. These are all things that have benefits for omega-3, and you can find this information on plenty of other YouTubers' channels. What I want to go over is how to dose and how to find a proper omega-3 supplement to take every single day, because if you're not getting a good product, then there's no point for all these benefits and even testing your omega-3. So what's important is we want to know how much EPA and DHA is inside of a product. We don't really care how much fish oil there is in there or how much total omega-3, although most of the time total omega-3 is a factor of EPA and DHA. But what we really care about is how much EPA and DHA is in a product. For example, there's this bottle on Amazon. Now, this bottle has it labeled as 1,000 milligrams of fish oil in large font, but smaller on the right of it, it says 300 milligrams of omega-3. On the back, we see that a serving size is 2 capsules. So every 2 capsules contain 2,000 milligrams of fish oil, but only 600 milligrams of EPA and DHA. So if you needed 1 gram of EPA and DHA, you need 2 servings of this particular supplement, or 4 capsules in total. If you're just going based off of the fish oil and you're seeing, oh, I'm taking 2,000 milligrams of fish oil, you might think you're getting enough omega-3s, but you are not. You're only getting 600 milligrams of EPA and DHA, so most likely you are still going to be in a deficient range. That's what you have to pay attention to when buying supplements that contain fish oil. A lot of companies will market it this way because it looks bigger, it looks better than everything else on the side of it. What you really care about is EPA and DHA. Although it is more expensive to take supplements with high amounts of EPA and DHA, that is what you want to do because that is where the benefits are. Otherwise, you're just kind of throwing away your money, you're wasting your money. Now, how to dose omega-3 is really based off of your omega-3 index, and we can also kind of go off of this omega-3 calculator. This kind of tells you based off of your omega-3 and what your omega-3 index target is, what you should be dosing with omega-3s to get that target omega-3 index level. So if we put in our patient here who had an omega-3 index of 4.81%, we see that we would need a total of 3,200 milligrams of EPA and DHA in total per day. Now, foods that are high in EPA and DHA are fatty fish like salmon. 4 ounces of salmon has about 3.2 grams of omega-3. So that right there is enough omega-3 supplementation for the day. So according to this calculator, someone that has a omega-3 index of 4.81% would need 3.2 grams or 3,200 milligrams of total EPA and DHA. So they could eat 4 ounces of fish twice a week. That gets their 3.2 grams for 2 out of the 7 days. And then for the other 5 days, they would supplement with 3 grams of EPA and DHA from a good quality omega-3 supplement. That's how you can get a good amount of EPA and DHA in your diet and substantially increase your omega-3 index so that you are getting those benefits of cognitive effects, reduced inflammation, and heart health. Another food that's high in omega-3 is flax seeds. They contain 1.6 grams of omega-3 per tablespoon. So if you have 2 tablespoons of flax seeds per day, that right there gets you 3 grams of your omega-3 on a daily basis. So it's not just from seafood where you can get omega-3. You want to kind of see what foods are high in omega-3 and supplement with those. The 2 big ones that I told you about are fatty fish like salmon and seeds like flax seeds. Those have high amounts of omega-3 in each serving. Okay, now this is an omega-3 supplement that I like to take. It's Viva Naturals Triple Strength Omega-3 Fish Oil. This contains 1,400 milligrams of EPA and 480 milligrams of DHA, as we can see here on the bottom here. So almost 2 grams of EPA and DHA per serving, and the serving size is 2 capsules, as we can see here. So every 2 capsules contains that much EPA and DHA, so about 2 grams. So basically, each capsule is about 1 gram of omega-3. So if you need 3 grams of EPA and DHA, you would take 3 soft gels. If you need 2 grams, you would take 2, and so on. Obviously, again, you want to take into account how much omega-3 you're getting from your diet, basically, flax seeds or fish, something like that, and then supplement with these based off of how much you're getting and what your goal is and what your omega-3 index levels are. You don't want to just take 4, 5, 6 grams of omega-3 if you don't need it, if your omega-3 index levels are where they need to be at around 10%. So blood testing is very important, diet is very important, and then additional supplementation, if necessary, is also very important. Now, we don't want to get crazy in terms of, what we're eating, how much of it we're eating, and kind of microdose and micromanage every single thing in our diet, because health anxiety is a real thing, and that's also going to have a very detrimental effect to your health. You just want to be cautious of what you're doing and nudge yourself in the right direction and be as healthy as you can be without going overboard with your health anxiety. Omega-3 is very, very beneficial, and testing your omega-3 levels are crucial to knowing where you are in your blood results. We do have an omega-3 blood test on our website. It is only an add-on to our micronutrient panel, so you have to get everything all together. But it's a very, very good test. It tests all micronutrients, vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and also omega-3s. So if that is something that interests you, go to the website elevatewellnesslab.com and purchase your test. That's it for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.